never trust a name. Never trust a name. How big they may be. The bigger they are, the greater the fall.
Today's guest is Gabriel Medig, founder and managing director of Web3 Expo Dubai.
A lot of exchanges, a lot of these big platforms have to adhere to strict audits. We've seen what FTX did.
Not just FTX, but Binance CEO CZ was jailed for money laundering.
The hard part is going to the regulator.
There has to be a balance between regulation and innovation. Do you think that they're meeting that balance?
Absolutely not.
Web 4. What does that look like in your opinion? And even if we die, we live on the internet.
It's becoming very scary.
Hello, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of the Traders Brawl Podcast. I'm Adel, your host. In this podcast, we feature entrepreneurs, money gurus, business leaders, and even fitness freaks on how to maintain a work-life balance. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're already here, thank you for tuning in. Today's guest is Gabriel Medig, founder and managing director of Web3 Expo Dubai. Gabriel is also an executive partner at Crypto's consultancy, where he advises global blockchain firms like Nexo and Gate on licensing and compliance while working closely with regulators in the GCC region. Gabriel is passionate about building bridges between regulators, innovators, and investors, and his mission is clear: to expand the global Web3 ecosystem and drive real-world impact. Gabriel, welcome to the show.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
It's great to have you. I'm really excited for your upcoming conference experience, should I say, that you're planning. But before we get into it, why don't you give a quick, brief introduction about yourself?
Of course. Well, as you mentioned, my name is Gabriel Medig. I am the founder of the Web3 Expo, which is going to be upheld within the festival arena, 14 and 15 of January. I'm as well the executive partner of Crypto's consultancy, which we help firms wishing to establish and operate in the region by helping them navigate the regulatory framework through both the UAE and Bahrain as of now. So ultimately, we've been here in the space for now almost 5 years, before even VAR's inception when it comes to the regulator side. And I was part of the team which realized and organized the first Crypto Expo.
Wow, wonderful.
Wearing
a lot of hats here. So let's get straight into it. My question to you about being an organizer. It's one thing to be an organizer. It's another thing to be an attendee. Now, being an organizer, what makes your conference different from other blockchain conferences, especially in a city like Dubai?
Of course. Well, there's a lot of conferences happening here, but a lot of them, as you call them, conferences. I'm not treating mine as a conference. I'm putting it as an experience. From the first minute you enter till you leave, you want to come back. From both the activations we're having from the trading competition, to the hackathon happening, to the developer contest, we're going to make sure that everyone who has attended, both from the public side, to receive both walk out with monetary value, informative value, partnerships, maybe a job. You never know. We're going to make sure that everyone who comes in is highlighted, and as well as sponsors and partners who are there to as well interact the most within the public as well. All of these companies, these are their clients. And we want to make sure there's an interaction between them that cement a bond between you and the platform you're investing in.
Interesting. Okay, so you're saying it's a conference experience.
Exactly.
People will want to come to both days, and you're going to leave them wanting to come back again.
Exactly.
That's a great pitch. But I'm curious to know, what excites you about this conference planning? Because I've spoken to many other conference organizers, and they say it's such a headache to organize conferences. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's a massive headache. Stress, sleepless nights. But if you want to deliver something good, something honest, something that will be put down in for example, this area of conferences, of events, of exhibitions, well, there's so many of them, but if you demark yourself, you're there for staying. A lot of first edition conferences have the difficulty of will they succeed and be massive, or will they be forgotten? Well, the journey of it is the exciting part. I'll make sure that our event, at least we'll try every possible outcome to make sure that is one of the biggest, the one that everyone wants to attend, and hopefully there'll be plenty editions after it.
I'll share my experience as a side event organizer, you can say, which I organized called Money Monday Dubai. And we used to do it weekly basis. Then it turned into bi-weekly because of the headache that came with it. But I'll tell you my experience of it was that after each Monday, my stress was how do I make the next Monday better than the previous? With better speakers, with better topics, with better atmosphere, better everything. And that has been the headache for me for some time now. And for me, what keeps me going is actually pressure. Pressure from, on the one hand, the restaurant, which I have an agreement with to do it at. And the second one is people in the group chat saying, hey, when's the next edition? When's the next Money Monday? So you realize what you're going to do is once you start this, there's no turning back.
Of course.
You're going to have to keep going. It's a vicious circle for the next, when is the next edition? You're going to hear this phrase, when is the next conference? Are you able to manage that?
Well, we're already deep in it. There's no way around it. So we're going to manage it our best way. And as you mentioned, stress. A lot of people, when you stress them, they fold. Others deliver. So we are trying to deliver, and we'll make sure that we deliver the best possible outcome that we can. And we promised a lot, which increases the stress tremendously. We'll make sure that we deliver on our promises.
This is your first ever edition of hosting this, correct?
Yes.
So tell me honestly, how do you feel about it? Are any of your stresses concerned with profit making, attendee turnout, both, or something else?
Well, profit making, of course. Well, I have investors something, and as much as I invested in myself, the big part, but I have investors that I have to answer to as well. But as I am majority shareholder, so I have, for example, the liberty to do what I want with this event and to follow a vision of honesty, let's say. Attendees, within the first month and a half, we reached 10,000, which didn't make sense to my mind in terms of how many registration. We were expecting 8,000 in first communication. Then it became 10,000. Now we're well over, going to be over 15,000 when it comes to attendees, probably even 20. So the attendee aspect is kind of stressing me out from the park. Like, I want all of these people that are coming, giving me a time of their life on that specific day to walk off, not saying I wasted my time here, you know, from that aspect. And as well from all the others when it comes to the organizing, to the marketing strategy, to the team, everything is stressful within it, but I have a good team. We are all making this event. This is not my event, it's ours. We want our branding for it is by the community, for the community. That's how the vision that we have in mind, and we want to make sure that we deliver on that.
One of the stresses I also wanted to mention earlier is that if anything goes wrong with the conference, the face value is you. Yeah. The face value is same for me when it comes to Money Monday. No matter what happens, regardless of media partners, sponsors, speakers, the actual feedback will be on me to deliver and have to answer for. Yeah. So I know this is your first edition. Are you expecting any feedback, good or bad, from this nature?
Of course. Well, any kind of feedback is taken, good or bad. You need to get feedback to improve. Right. That's one. And I received feedback on my first edition of the Crypto Expo. Right. From everyone who attended. Everyone, like, I didn't even come the first day, to be honest with you. That's how I learned to manage by my stress. On the first day, the Crypto Expo, it was started at 9. I arrived at 1. I couldn't handle.
Oh, you couldn't?
Yeah. I didn't come. I told the team, all right, guys, I'm not coming in the morning, so. I don't want to face any, but then everyone, when I arrived there, thank you for the event. It was a great event from everyone who came in. And yeah, the team at that time as well made it great. And this time I have an even better team, people that I trust truthfully. And I'm coming up myself, showing my face and putting my reputation for this event. A lot of these events as well, you see, you don't know who's my main guy behind it. They don't come out and speak out or do an interview. I'm coming in, it's like, all right, assume it. If it comes great, perfect. If it comes bad, make sure it doesn't.
Okay.
You know?
Fair. We mentioned that you used to work for another company. We don't have to mention it, but you organized the Crypto Expo. Are you at all concerned about competition from other blockchain organizers, such as them, maybe crossing paths, maybe them seeing you as you left us and now you're organizing your own event? I faced that myself. I faced something similar to that on Money Monday myself. So are you at all concerned with this?
No, not at all. Well, it's free business at the end of the day. I'm not your only competition. There's many of them, and I was with you before. You've seen my value. We could have stayed for a long time, but it was not written for us to stay as part of that team. I have my other things to do on, and ultimately, it's a big pie everyone can eat.
Right.
There's no need for a competition. Let's collaborate.
Can I just say I really resonate with what you just said there, because you're right that if things didn't work out, who's to say that you can't be your own organizer, you can't be your own, passion.
Exactly.
I understand this point very well. It resonates with me personally because that's what led to the birth of Money Monday. Because I didn't agree with how things were run on the other event, and the sort of attendees that were invited. That's not the what I envisioned. But it did give me motivation to start and say, look, I'm going to do better.
Well, now
but just be careful because success has enemies.
Well, a lot. I know that like from Crypto's consultancy when we started that, there was a lot of hiccups, let's call it that way, from every side. But at the end of the day, it's part of the joy. That's what fills it. That's what makes it joyful. If there was no enemies, it would be boring, wouldn't it?
That's so true.
Yeah. You need them. Gives you a challenge.
Yeah. Well said. Let's move on from the conference side. Let's go on to regulation and compliance. So you advise firms like Nexo and Gate, is that right?
Yes.
On licensing and compliance. So what's the biggest regulatory challenge that these companies face in the GCC region right now, would you say?
Well, right now, I would say like for big firms such as Gate, Nexo, and others, well, there's so many activities, let's call it that way, that are being licensed and offered by either the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, the Abu Dhabi Global Markets, the DIFC, in some extent with their DFSA regulator. The thing is, everything is so intertwined, let's call it, that a lot of these exchanges or brokers, they don't know what does fit under their activity. For example, a lot of companies, when they come in to be licensed, they'll be like, all right, we want an exchange license. It's like, okay, but in your business plan, you don't use order books. Why are you going to go get an exchange license? Well, because it makes us bigger, makes us better. Well, you're just going to be spending more money, gives you more time, more headaches, more requirements. Get a broker dealer, you're going to do the same thing. If you use order books in your systems, well then, yeah, let's move on to the exchange side. And then you can add on other aspects to it. Some of them have the challenge of, should we be a custodian or should we be non-custodian? Well, are you prepared to open a secondary company and segregate everything, get a new team? You need everything. You need to have a Chinese wall between the two to be your own custodian. Or you're going to use a third party. Will you use one locally or one from the outside? That's another set of requirements. Capital requirement might augment. There's so many other like unclarity, let's call it that way, when these big firms come in and ultimately they have one idea set and then you'd be like, guys, this is not a VASP license like you have in Estonia or other jurisdictions where, well, you deal in virtual assets. No, you need to be precise and concise in terms of what activity you will propose to adhere to the regulatory framework available. And then you choose a free zone that is adequate to you. You want to be in Dubai, you want to be in Abu Dhabi, choose the regulator you want to go with, you want to be licensed within VARA, within ADGM, and then be prepared to 2-3 months of headaches, fights, and etc. But a lot of these exchanges usually, the thing whenever you go meet a regulator, regardless, they will tell you, did you hire a consultant?
They'll tell you to hire?
They will tell you, did you hire a consultant?
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to be very honest. You have the aspects of the paperwork, business plans, policies, fit and propers. I would say that's the easy part of the job. The hard part is going to the regulator. And when they say no, you need to find a way to make them say yes. From that perspective is the hardest thing, because you pay a consultant not really for the documentation they need to draft for you. That's a big part of it, of course, but be realistic. There's now ChatGPT, there's AI that make you understand the rule books and how to adhere to them. Fine. But then you need someone who can go and fight for you in front of the regulator. A lot of exchanges, you need me as to be your firewall. So when they say to you no, you cannot say yes. But for me, you're not going to say no to me. I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to go to that, then I'm going to go above, I'm going to go speak to the chairman. If things all broke down, well, I'm going to go to the executive committee. I'm going to find a way to make it a yes. Because as well, what's good as well with the regulators here, especially within VARA, they don't tell you no. They tell you there's extra things. Then extra becomes another extra, At some moment, you'll be like, one headache. Let's move it up, we escalate things, and we get it moving.
Interesting. Wow. It's not the first time I've heard that dealing with the regulator is a pain in the butt. But would you say there's a fine line between innovation, stifling innovation, and regulatory balance? There has to be a balance between regulation and innovation. And do you think that they're meeting that balance?
Absolutely not. No regulator is meeting that balance, because enhanced scrutiny, regulatory scrutiny, harms innovation. The more you put ties on every innovator, they will not innovate, they will conform to the local rules and regulations that you impose on them.
Right.
But you need to play around with that. You cannot have no regulations because it's going to be the Wild West, people's going to be scammed everywhere. You don't want that.
Yeah.
But you as well don't want to put shackles on the people, on the next unicorn.
Right.
Well, so there needs to be find a balance where you create kind of a sandbox, but you don't, you open the door. Not really on privileged, you're a big company, we can put that. Big companies are there, we understand that they have the resources, but you have the innovator on the right side who have been struggling for the past 5 years, who have an amazing idea, but ultimately you're going to put shackles on him with scrutiny, with enforcement on him. How do you expect him to succeed?
Do you think with time, though, with more applications of companies wanting to register, there will be a more streamlined version of being able to get your license faster? Because of all the past cases that have been successful, they're sort of becoming a benchmark against what is defined as a successful licensee. Would you agree, or every case is different?
It's going to be a headache upon headache, every case of it, to be honest with you. There'll be never a streamline because everyone is different from everyone. Regardless of Company A offering the same service as Company B, but Company B's features are different from Company A. So you have to regulate those features. One offers derivatives, other ones offer loans. You cannot have the same benchmark. They don't have the same capital. They don't have the same media backing. Probably some of them have adverse media. You can never have a smooth path when it comes to licensing. That's what I believe. Because you're playing on with money. Your work involves money, people's money, investors' money, may it be qualified investors, retail investors, institutional investors, but you're still touching money. And that subject is to be looked on by a microscope by every regulator, regardless if you're going to be having a crypto license or a normal financial license, from banking to fund setup to etc.
On the exchange side, companies wanting to launch an exchange, has it occurred to you that some of these, the numbers that you see are questionable in terms of market cap or total value locked in how many, how much the liquidity they have? Does it look like it could be just pumped and just put in from their own money rather than actual customers and users, contributing to that? Do you think that there's a way to use this as a way to money launder?
Well, we've seen what FTX did. So ultimately, a lot of exchanges and a lot of these big platforms have to adhere to strict audits.
And by the way, I didn't mean to interrupt. Not just FTX, but Binance CEO CZ was jailed for money laundering.
Exactly, but the exchange is still thriving.
Right.
So ultimately, as long as the team, the committee that govern the exchange are as well having under a microscope what's happening. They have Chinese walls between their companies, like FTX and Alameda borrowing people's money and investing it, and it's gone. No, ultimately, all of these exchanges have to adhere to strict audits, and ultimately there needs to be compliant with what the regulators are saying, and as well, from the eye of a retail investor or a professional investor, at the end of the day, you need to do your due diligence. Never trust a name. That's one thing that I put out. Never trust a name. How big they may be. The bigger they are, the greater the fall. And if they fall, we'll shake all the markets. But as well, you don't want to be caught in a place where your money is being held hostage or bankruptcy for next 2 years. Then they might going to be giving you your money back, and then you have to wait. There is a processes. Do your due diligence. Understand from the aspect that your money is safe, the company is right, there's no adverse media. If there was adverse media, why they were? Because we have a lot of clients who have adverse media that is non-justified. They're in blackmail. For example, Nexo. who had a whole country suing them
wow.
while we were in the process of getting them licensed.
Wow.
Yeah, they had the whole country suing them, and their lawsuit was just blackmail. None of it is real until they were proclaimed innocent at the end of the day, and there were no point to that suit against them.
Wow.
So, and ultimately, when you have a big brand like that, you have a country suing you, as much as it is, you have a lot of backlash from your own investors. There's fear coming in the middle. Imagine regulatory scrutiny. We're fighting with VARA every 3 days about that. But then ultimately, things walked off. The judgment came. They were innocent. There's nothing around. Same thing happened with a lot of big exchanges where ultimately the lawsuit against them was non-existent. But there's a lot of people with power who, when they see an exchange go really up, like, let's put them a bit down. They're getting too big to becoming a danger. So, yeah.
Very interesting case. I mean, Nexo, I know Nexo personally. I mean, I've met the founder as well one time.
Alan?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing man.
Yeah. I mean, I've still been waiting for the Nexo card. I still haven't received it. I don't know what's your update on that.
Oh, well, I don't have it either.
Okay.
I don't have it either. No, but Nexo for me was, like, from the day, especially Cal and Anthony as well, the main guys, which I know personally and have somewhat of a relationship with them. Amazing guy, and to be honest with you, I trust them. I trust them in terms of their platform.
No money laundering?
Oh, no, zero. If there were, I would be obligated to report it, and I have not.
Okay.
So
brilliant. I'll take your word on that.
Oh, go on.
All right, moving on. Personal vision and your personal lifestyle. So, there's a lot of headaches organizing conferences, working in a very volatile market like crypto, which I still see is unregulated to some degree, is still becoming more accepted around the world with international standards, accepting it. What motivated you personally to get into the Web3 space? And why did you choose this particular space?
Well, because it's the continuation. There's no innovation, like it's not a unicorn that coming from anywhere. No, it's an innovation of technology.
Right.
Same thing happened with cassette to become CD,
right.
and now digital.
Right.
Same thing with crypto now and Web3 in general. Is the next evolution
yes.
of what is now and what it was before.
Yes.
And it's just continuing towards that. That's why I like it. I come from a place where finance is. And to be honest with you, when I started with finance, you only find the 60-year-old guides, telling you about private equity, about X, Y, and Z. It's so much amazing. And then crypto coming and disruptive everyone, There was disruption happening. The old people didn't understand. The old generation didn't understand. What is this? The new generation found a way to make money out of it, because there's people making a lot of money in crypto. But as well, there's a lot of scams around.
True.
So to be honest with you, I chose this because it's a new thing. It's a new experience. And it's going to be mature. It's going to mature out throughout the years and ultimately to become mainstream for probably the next generations. And then there's something new will come out.
Would you say it's almost like an insult or a way of calling someone ignorant if they didn't believe in crypto?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, you cannot believe in trees. They are there. It's not like it's something that are there. It's money that being digitalized. Even though at the end of the money doesn't exist. It's just a bunch of numbers.
Internet.
It's just zeros, ones, and three. It doesn't make sense out of all. And then you go study money, you understand that it doesn't make sense. And from that aspect, but it's a tool that now is there that you can control the access to your funds. The internet's not gonna go anywhere. We already passed that. Everyone on this world, the whole world is relying on that, from big infrastructure to small one. So ultimately, we know the internet's not going anywhere. Therefore, crypto is gonna be there. It's always gonna be there. And ultimately, I don't want to send a transfer that will take 5 days, plus I'm gonna give where the money coming from, how is it coming from, for what, and I have to remove only one. And here you go, take the money, 5 minutes, you received it, let's close the deal, we move on.
Preach. I mean, this is ZK rollout. Zero knowledge finance is also the next thing I really want to elaborate on, because you don't need to always show your whole all the information on your ID. All you need to know is maybe date of birth. You don't need to know the full thing. And even then, you don't need to always check my age or my date of birth when I can have a source that confirms I am above age. That's called zero knowledge finance. And this is something I think the TradFi people are still, and the regulators included, are still so archaic about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
No, very true, because ultimately, this industry is still new.
Yes,
there's still a lot of education needs to happen.
Yes.
People need to learn about it.
Yes.
And the deeper you learn about it, the more complex it becomes. So just do it. It's kind of a new thing that ultimately I personally like to understand more about. Plus it gives new opportunities that were not there before. But if you know how to understand all the intricacies between them, you make sure you find yourself an opportunity that works well with you. Maybe being the crypto side. Well, the time of NFTs being sold for millions, that's revoluted now. That's one of the things I hated, to be honest with you. With having a picture of a monkey worth 1 million.
Right.
The NFT technology has so much potential in it. There's so many use cases that could have happened, especially like, for example, from the educational side, where all your certificates were there, directly checked. You don't need to be verifying information anymore.
Yeah.
But no, let's buy a monkey worth $2 million and then 2 years later became zero.
Yes, this was the sort of Wild West of entering NFT. I remember that phase. People on Discord, on Twitter, it was booming. But this was the first. It was expected of human nature to be like, I'm just here for the gains. I'm mostly here for the community, so I feel like empowered. I have friends on the internet who value me because I own this NFT versus real life friends. It's very sad, but it kept them going. But now, like you said, there's gonna be we shake off the weak hands, and there's gonna be evolution, and it's gonna be cleansed with this didn't last. Only the real ones with value and utility will stay.
Of course, well, that's the only way. There will always be some kind of memes around because that's part of the internet. That one makes the internet, half of it is memes, and it's funny.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the more sometimes people lose a lot of money following those kind of trends. And be careful, do your due diligence on that. And if it was me who was in their situations, I would never invest in a meme coin, ever. I'd rather study and take calculated risk than, all right, here you go, you live only once, let's put all of my savings in it, and I'm going to be checking the screen every 3 minutes to see how much I lost or how much I gained.
Yeah.
You'll have gray hair
it's a
before
gamble.
you're 20.
Crypto is a casino. Okay, we're going to wrap up soon, but I have a question about the next evolution of the internet, which is Web 4. What does that look like in your opinion?
Well, the thing that actually I would presume will be a pinnacle in that is tokenization.
Okay.
Now tokenization is the time for it. A lot of people were talking about it 3-4 years ago. It was not the time. Market wasn't ready. Now it's getting ready. It's not yet fully ready, but it's getting ready. There is tokenized real estate being sold in the region, even though it was only through one company.
Yes.
But you need more to avoid the monopoly, of course. But it's not only real estate. You can tokenize shares of a company. You can tokenize bonds. You can tokenize success, And we have an idea about tokenization. If the event goes on for a couple of years, we're going to make sure to tokenize our success and give each piece to everyone who was with us.
Interesting.
So everyone make sure that this event is theirs, treat it as theirs, and as well get the profits from it and have the possibility of owning such an experience as well.
So taking this back, Web 1 was read only, Web 2 was read and write, or create, you could say, and then Web 3 is read, write, and own. So Web 4, what is that going to be looking like in your opinion?
Experience and buy.
Experience and buy.
That's what it is. Experience, buy, sell, and work. That's how it is. You have now ultimately what was unveiled a couple of days ago, the Meta glasses.
Yes.
As well.
I know.
With artificial intelligence being now extremely scary. We are already reached to the point where a lot of people saying, oh, well, that was the time before ChatGPT, we were doing these things when you were writing emails and what's not. Now, 90% of the emails you receive are ChatGPT. So imagine what all of these tools that are being used now, what's going to be in Web 4. A lot of people will have new opportunities coming on in that. A lot of people will make new businesses in that. Metaverse, hopefully it will be something. We had enough of games looking with bad graphics, but there is certain companies that are working on something that will be I lost my words.
It's okay.
Revolutionary, But Web4 is something that I believe we will see it in the next probably 10 years.
From my research, I think Web4 is going to be, we ourselves are going to be digitalized on the internet. We are going to be actually avatars on the internet. Already avatars exist, true, but our brain can live there and we can actually access their.
You don't want your brain
installed into the internet.
I don't want that.
I know.
You know how much the internet is, but what's happening in the internet?
I don't know. It's a very dirty place.
Yeah,
but
it is.
That's what I think Web4 will be.
Yeah.
That we are going to install our brain into the internet.
It's gonna be going to cyberpunk pretty soon.
And even if we die, we live on the internet. So even if we leave the bodies, we still live in the internet. And that's the scary part.
Yes, let me die. When I die, bury me, it's done. This is the next generation. I don't want to be living on the internet.
You may not have a choice. If you're a very, very influential person and we need to extract information out of you.
Well, I need the brain of my marketing guy, Francesco. I need that one to be put on the internet. I need him.
This is a theory, but like even when we're going into now more dark stuff, but when they kill a terrorist, they're like, no, we're not going to just bury the body or burn the body. We take his brain, we're going to upload it to the internet, and we're going to find out some more things about what's his brain. What does his brain actually have? And there'll be machinery and internet that, advanced technology that will be able to extract more information out of the brain than from interrogating the person in person or torturing them. And this is one method. It's just a theory. This is, it's actually quite dystopian.
Yeah.
But I'm not ruling it out.
It can very possibly happen.
Yeah.
The darkness within humanity goes so deep that they can do the most heinous of crimes. May it be that you're dead, but no, we're going to take your brain and we're going to offload the data. Let me die. It's done. He tortured me, didn't work out. Let the man die. Except if they are big on criminals who have access to certain information that will save millions of lives. It's still debatable, but I would still say no. There is always the right of the person's dead, it's done. You should have done your work when they were alive. You don't wait the last minute when they die and then you're going to extract the information. You should have kept them monitored when they were alive. The same thing for me, technology and the way it's progressing, it gives me kind of a fear of what is going to happen next. Because for me, probably in the next 10 years, I'll stop smartphones, and now I'll be retired, hopefully, next 5 to 10 years. Stop smartphones, no more social media, and I will experience the real life. When was the last time you sat in front of a lake and read a book?
Oh my God, I can't remember.
Those are the pleasures of life that I like. I like interactions, not too much with too many people, but with nature, with how things are observed. Look around, leave that phone away. Make your money with your phone, make your business.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. There's priorities and there's responsibilities, but don't live inside it.
And given what you just said here, now we're going to personal now. Do you have any kids?
No, but I hope I will have.
You want to have kids?
Of course.
Even despite what we just talked about the advancements and the dystopian advancements of technology.
Yeah, of course, gladly. Well, it's my responsibility as a father to educate my child. And I have something that I did with as for me, I'm the exact copy of my father when it comes to his logic, his way of thinking, his actions. My father always did the thing that's right, not what he wants. And that's something that I took away from me. And I saw how my father raised me, and I was like, all right, my father did a pretty good job. I hope. But, so the same thing I need to apply for my kid. My father is my best friend as well. I was with him when I was 5. I know his friends. His friends treat me as a friend. And it carried on for many years that I was able to be mature before becoming mature.
Yes.
Now
this is a dystopian question. If you had the option to access your dad's brain, would you do it?
Hey.
You see, I got you now because it's personal. You see, when I put you on the spot, it hits different.
I understand. I would still say no, even though it's very tempting, because I want to access ideas he has and whatever judgments he might undertake.
Yes.
I really want that. But the man have the right to a peaceful death. And
But he won't even feel it.
he won't or he won't, but I will feel it.
Yes.
I will be like, I'm opening my father's brain. It's not like an image you will take off from your head, you know? I'd rather give him the peace of sleeping and resting in his grave when that time comes. He's still alive, alhamdulillah. And I will just go and learn it from my own experience.
Yeah.
That's what makes it more important. You can know the information, but if you experience it, you'll never forget it.
This is another theory that if you get killed by somebody else, your body you didn't actually get killed the way that you wanted to get killed. The way that you want to get killed is by getting killed the way that you did it yourself, so that nobody can take your brain and access it. And the only way is to burn yourself, because then you know you got burned. You know for sure I'm entering a burning thing, and nobody can extract anything out of me because I got burned. The brain is burned. It's melted. You can't take a melted thing anymore. That's the only way. And that's, well, who wants to get burned alive?
No
who
one
wants to die? But that's something to bear in mind. It's like, if I die, whatever was in my brain can get leaked. And that's something to think about
Well,
for the next generation.
They did it as well with Einstein. When he died, they removed his brain as well.
Yeah, because he died intact. But if he died burned, no way.
Oh, of course. Well, there's nothing to recover when he's burned. Yeah, but as well, I don't want my corpse to be burned as well. I don't want to have to be burned alive.
Can you believe we're having these conversations?
Yeah, of course. We started with Web3. Now we go in and let's extract the brain and burn it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But this is what has led to with the advancements of technology.
Yeah, it's becoming scary.
Yeah.
It's becoming very scary.
For this reason, I wanted to ask if you're still willing to have kids and let your kids grow up in a world like this.
Of course.
You may leave this world, but he or she is going to experience a different world to you.
No, I will leave this world. I will still have kids. A lot of them. I hope I have 20.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
You're like an Elon Musk.
I would love to have 20, 25. Be my, it's one of the objectives of life. I left home when I was 16 and I'm a lonely child, and I was like 10, now well, almost 10, 12 years I didn't see my family, just to go and work and to make sure that I provide for everyone, to build something out of myself. I came from a lost part in the mountains of Algeria that ultimately didn't have access to this knowledge, didn't have access to these languages. I just had to work hard. My father helped me the best way he could, and he's the one who made sure that my communication skills are on point, And then from there, I just left on and made up until now what I am, and there is more to happen. And I asked God to give me an exceptional life, and it was an exceptional life. And for my kids, it's going to be the same thing. I'll have 20 of them. I'll pass time with them. I'll make sure to educate them. They're all going to be my friends. Some of them will go probably to kickboxing. Others are going to go to MMA. Ones will going to become a lawyer. Probably other ones will be like, all right, let's go fight the government. You never know. But it's going to be fun to look around and to monitor the best way possible.
As we say, inshallah.
Inshallah.
We'll end it there. I really love this podcast with you.
My pleasure.
I know it didn't go the way you expected. But
it was amazing.
I hope that you found it also inspiring as well.
It's an amazing conversation. We uphold a conversation which went from what is
Deeper.
Web3 to let's burn our brains.
I know.
That is amazing.
Gabriel, thank you so much for
My
your
pleasure.
time. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for the time.
All right, so just before we finish off, for those watching and wanting to get in touch with you, where can they find information about you?
Well, you can check within our website for the web3expert.com, where you can as well have the contact of the team. And my own LinkedIn is Gabriel Medig.
Right.
I'm there. I manage it myself as well. And ultimately, whoever wants to get in touch with me, I'm known within the industry. They're all welcome. Please come along. Let's have a conversation. Let's collaborate. And let's make sure that we give each other value and we can progress together.
And are you willing to reveal the dates of your conference? Is it already?
Yes.
When are the dates?
14, 15 January in the festival arena.
Wonderful.
2026, we're making sure that this event comes and becomes the best possible event that is to be organized around this industry and to give an amazing experience for everyone coming.
Wishing it great success, and I can't wait to be there.
Oh, you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Of course. You have to.
All right, and that is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. We'll leave all the insights and all the links in the description to Gabriel's profile as well as his conference. So make sure to check it out. Follow his LinkedIn, follow his channels, because you do not want to miss out on his upcoming conference. It's going to be an experience. So thank you again, and I will see you next time. Cheers.